Hello. Every time. I've been sitting here this whole time setting up. What? Oh! What do you think about that? No new Gary Oldman glasses. Okay, so here's the thing. So these are for computer work. The prescription is a little out of date, but here's the problem. Okay, so I have these, and these are progressive lenses. So the upper part is for distance, and that actually works pretty well. And the mid part is for mid-range, like computer work. Not good. I don't know what's going on, but it's not very sharp. And then, like, if I want to go old man mode, like I can, so if I read things like this, the lower part is for close up. But this mid part is not sharp and it drives me crazy. And also when I move my head, there's like a slight parallax effect and it's driving me absolutely crazy. So I wear these to drive because these are the only glasses I have that are good for driving, but I can't use them at my computer. So I like these gold ones though. As long as I'm just doing up close stuff, it's fine. All right, let's snap into it. I've never played this. I've heard good things. Oh, by the way, I'm this is a Sleep in the Afternoon, which is my variant of the Death in the Afternoon by Ernest Hemingway. Ernest Hemingway's was an ounce and a half of absinthe with 4.5 ounces of champagne or sparkling wine. It gets you super fucked up, like really quickly. A little too quickly for my taste. So I got some Pernod, which is like half the proof. It's way lower in ABV. Not original formula Pernod, but the recent stuff. And it's like strong, and it has the same sort of anisey champagne mix flavor, but it's not insane. So y'all ready to marvel at the serenity of the forest and crave the shroud of its silence? I am. What's going on? Oh. That was weird. I'm just going to do the normal stuff here, okay? Hate progressive lenses. I'd never tried them. Some people love progressive lenses. I hope it gets better than this. I mean, you know, maybe if the mid area was okay, it would be fine. But that combined, I get headaches. I get really bad headaches with those other ones. It's nuts. What wine should you buy for the shepherd's pie? I don't eat meat, and shepherd's pie is a meat pie, right? Thank you, Ezio. Ezio. Have I heard of Felvidek? Yes, the Hungarian RPG. I think it's an RPG. That looks very cool. I haven't really checked it out though. Yes, there will be a VOD. Kamarama. Okay. Let's hop in here. Windy Meadow. Pinot Noir is good for meat. There you go. There's a recommendation. All right. Everyone knows to stay away from the wilderness. Most people would never risk a lonely journey. Roadwardens not only accept this struggle, they embrace it. They deliver messages, assist merchants, burn human corpses. Damn. And if possible, get rid of the beasts and highwaymen. They live on the road, die young, or retire early. Any wardens in the chat? It's a dangerous job, but a respectable one, and it pays well. I leave the safety of the city walls. I don't give a fuck. Okay, camera and audio are desynced. Just a second. Sorry. I know I can why is the refresh missing? Just a moment. Testing. Is this back in sync? How's this? I don't know what it is. I don't think it's NVIDIA broadcast. No desync? Thanks, Swamp Cardboard. Okay, thanks. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It could be NVIDIA broadcast, although NVIDIA broadcast is pretty helpful. But I feel like it did that even before. It might be XSplit. Who knows? Okay, pick difficulty mode. This choice can't be altered later on. Casual. For those focused on the story. You know me. No time limit. More cash at the start. Some quests are more forgiving. Standard. For those familiar with RPGs. 40-day time limit. Ooh. Regular rule set. Restrictive. For the returning road wardens. For the warden heads. 30-day time limit. Enderall. Okay. 30-day time limit, increased nighttime damage. I don't... No thanks. I'll go with standard. The wall is still standing. There are no wolves around, no stench of blood. Good signs. This should be the place you're looking for. You're supposed to meet with a group of soldiers, but you hear no voices, no sounds of labor. The gate is ajar, but the camp isn't safe. It may keep away the goblins and pebblers, but not beast folk nor trolls, and the night is near. Your palfrey breathes heavily. It had a long day. It's Miller time. I could just look for another shelter. I need to look around cautiously. I dismount and sneak to the gate. Let's peek inside. I get off the horse and enter the camp briskly. I'm going to look around cautiously. That's my style. I love, whenever I look around, I do it cautiously. Considering the noise, you doubt that anyone noticed the clatter of hooves. The short, dry grasses barely cover the arid soil of this valley, but you're maybe a minute away from the edge of the sparse woods, which get denser as they climb up the hills. At best, this trail has a few more years before getting overgrown for good. Hard to believe it's the only route north. Norco. I've only seen a little bit of Norco, but it looked amazing. Spolsky, there will be... By the way, these classes are better, but they're still not good. Fox Deluxe. She loved Narco. Great game. I only saw the ending of it, but it was cool. Penimui, congrats on Pentiment going multi-platform. Thank you. I think, yeah, it seems like people, it looked like we were watching the stats. It looks like it's actually a pretty even distribution between PS4 is not super heavy, but there's a pretty even distribution between PS5 and Switch, which I think is great. So. Salazar's Salmon. What do I think of 4th edition D&D? I liked it quite a bit. I played 4th edition D&D for about 2.5 years. I liked it. I don't like how they rolled out. I don't like how 4th edition rolled out the classes and races. It seemed very cynically cash grabby. I do not think it plays like an MMO. I think that criticism is unbelievably shallow and ridiculous. I played it for 2.5 years. It doesn't play like an MMO, sorry. Class designs were good. I did not like the layout at all. I really did not like the art at all. But the actual game itself, for the most part, I really liked it. Okay. I'm gonna sneak to the gate. I'm gonna do a little sneaking. Norco tied with Citizen Sleeper for GOTY 2023. Citizen Sleeper's so good. Yeah, I love Citizen Sleeper as well. 4E's layout is trash. Agreed. I really don't like it at all. There's a lot of RPGs that are like good to great RPGs, and the layout is just like, man, what are you doing? I've seen way worse than 4E, but I did not like it. Your heavy boots hit the ground, and the pain of the long ride finally catches up with you. You want to offer a stream. I want to offer that you get the fuck out of here. What if I get out of here? Don't do that. Don't post things in there. Eat shit. Anywho. Age of Decadence. I haven't played Age of Decadence. I played some of Age of Decadence a while ago. It was cool, but I didn't play enough of it. I should go back. Thank you, Civ Veteran 45. Scrippy the Lord. Josh, I need your opinion on this. Converting 90s steel mountain bike to gravel masterpiece. Worth it or not? Yes. Okay, it's we're gonna talk about bicycles now. 90s steel mountain bikes, hardtails, with, you know, essentially they have a standard steel fork, and or aluminum, and no suspension in the back. That's not far from a gravel bike anyway. So yeah, like, you're already really within the ballpark of what people call a gravel bike right now. What do you not have? Discs? Okay. Like, so you don't have disc brakes, but you can get really good canties. You can update everything else. You're probably already at 135 spacing in the rear, so like, who cares? Even if it's 130, if it's steel, you can spread that, or you can just jam a wider axle in there. It's good, and the aesthetic will be excellent, in my opinion. So yeah, whether you do a 1x or a 2x, which is what I would do, which is what I literally did, old 90s steel mountain bikes are great candidates for conversion to gravel bikes. Cool. All right. Okay. With any luck, okay, I'm going to approach the gate slowly. Which Paul break is my favorite? The Minimoto. The Paul Minimoto is my favorite Paul break. Nice glup posture, thank you. So the thing is, if I actually sit up, By the way, there was a great Danny O'Dwyer posted a preview of the Pentiment doc, and one of the screenshots that he took was me like like I don't think I can even do it, like my double chin. It was like the worst photo I've ever seen of my double chin. Thank you, Danny. All right. Sorry. Here's the game. If it's a military camp, it doesn't look the part. Plenty of wasted space. The fire pit is cold. Doesn't look like that much wasted space. Oh, Fux Deluxe. I didn't know that you also played Roadwarden. Did I miss that one? Two people are sitting at the table, tired and disheartened. They're looking in different directions, paying no attention to one another. One of them is holding a cup. After a moment, you notice the quiet humming. You recognize the melody of a lighthearted drinking song from the city harbor. They don't look like much of a threat. I can enter. It takes them a few breaths to glance in your direction. The first person greets you with a wave of his hand. There are bags under his eyes. His beard is messy. Despite his simple shirt, he's wearing durable, decent boots. Oh, does it have an encyclopedia system? Yeah, that's right. People were highlighted. I thought maybe it was just I don't know. I didn't think it was let me see. A mace with a head covered in iron hangs at his side, but he doesn't reach for it. Take a look at the second soul. Nice Pentiment reference. Pentiment live action, that would be cool. A Pentiment novelization would also be cool. Any novelists who want to make a Pentiment novelization. Where's Alan Dean Foster? He did the Alien novelization, which, if I recall correctly, was actually pretty cool. And then something else that was pretty good. Just like you, she's wearing a gambeson. Gambeson representation. But hers is a bit loose, as if she took it off a corpse. Well, you know what? Her head is shaven as if she's protecting herself from flesh-eating bugs. I like the vibe here. Her eyes are weary, yet kind. She smiles. Considering the squad was sent here half a year ago, these two surely look the part. Though there should be more of them. 8, you believe. I let them speak first. I'm nice. Chuck Tingle? Chuck Tingle can write the Matthew and Rudiger spinoff. It's nice to see an unharmed traveler in this god-forsaken shithole. Makes me just a tiny bit hopeful. Okay, let's see here. I don't think it's a glossary. By the way, I gotta say, like, so the original glossary the glossary that Obsidian started using was first in Tyranny. I believe it was Matt McLean's idea. Fantastic idea. We then took it for Deadfire. We did it again for Pentiment. It's great. I am actually surprised that no one else has done it, because it's not dramatically hard, and it's so helpful. Like, oh my god, if you have like a super lore heavy world, it's so helpful. I encourage other studios to make their own version of that. It's just really good. I can't take any credit for it, but I will continue using it. The bearded man's voice is strong yet timid. You'll be staying the night with us, I guess. We're soldiers, he and I, adds the armored woman. She has good grammar. Her voice switches from half asleep to relaxed. We'll do our best to keep this camp safe. But if you were here to take first watch, it would be a huge help. Travelers ought to help each other, wouldn't you say? You think for a moment. To fully rest, you need a good sleep. Leave it to me. These folks are bushed. They are bushed. Fantastico. She rubs her hands together. I don't remember the last time I had more than half a night of sleep. The hours before midnight should be the calmest. Just wake us up if anything happens. Wake me up inside. The man flashes you a wide smile. It's easy to wake us up. Just yell. He drinks from his mug. Banker Prime. I loved how Pentiment Lidzel, you're doing it. Fantastic. Sorry, I will get back to Banker Prime's comment. What's your opinion on putting IPA for conlang words in it? If you want the I think the problem is like IPA is cool, but a lot of people don't know IPA. So I don't think it's pretentious. You're just helping people understand how to pronounce it. But if they don't know IPA, then it's not going to work. Spanker Prime. Loved how Pentiment's descriptions updated over time. Knew it was spoiler-free space. By the way, I think when the game launched, there was like one major character where it was like, yeah, this dude's wife and son died. And it was like way before that actually happened. And it shipped like that, and people were like, what the fuck? So after we fixed the bugs, it was a spoiler-free space. Sorry, IPA is International Phonetic Alphabet. I asked them about their lieutenant. Ooh, I like this. This looks cool. You wonder how to phrase your question. Whenever you meet new people, you can influence how they perceive you by selecting one of the attitudes, one of the vibes. Friendly, be supportive and cordial. Playful, use a joke or a witty comment. Distanced, hide your emotions. Intimidating, hint at a threat. Am I a IPA beer fighting words? Asked Josh. Are you an IPA beer enjoyer? I have become more of a beer drinker. I didn't drink until I turned 40. And then it was like wine for a long time. And then in the last couple of years, I've been very cocktaily. And I've done a bit of beer. But I kind of stick to the lighter stuff. I'm kind of a baby about it. I don't really like bitter. It's weird. I like bitter cocktails. I don't like bitter beers. So, yeah. How do you feel about lore books and games? I almost never find myself reading them. It breaks the pace for me. Throw them in there. Like, if you don't like them, just don't read them. It's fine. Like, I like that there's kind of a... like in Skyrim where if you at least open them, maybe you get a skill increase. And if you just close them, like, whatever, it's fine. Like, it's fine. If the player can just pick them up and sell them and do whatever, like, who cares? Like, who cares from the perspective of people that don't like them? If you don't like them, just don't pay attention to them. But the people that do like them will dig in, snap into it. Intimidating and then vulnerable. Be sad, tired, afraid, or hopeless. Oh, where's your lieutenant? I'm gonna be friendly. Wasted effort writing them potentially. I mean, what's the cost? I mean, that's all scope, right, Lidzel? How many lore books are you talking about? How long is every lore book? What's the overall volume of text in the game? You know, usually prose writing is nowhere near as time consuming as for something like branching dialogue. So, yeah, I mean, you could argue that it's wasted time, but that's not abstract. You can make that concrete, or at least firm. Hello, AngleDev. I'm doing okay. The Skyrim lore books they're pretty long, all things considered. They're, if I recall correctly, they're quite a bit longer than the original Baldur's Gate lore books. And I don't... BG3 has lore books, if I recall correctly, but I don't remember how long their entries are. Whose idea were the stances in Alpha Protocol? I don't know. It wasn't me. I don't think it was Parker. Could have been Avalon, Brian Metsoda. Could have been Matt McLean. Could have been Travis Stout. I don't remember, to be honest. I can say it was not myself. A few pages? Okay. Thank you. BG3 books are a few pages max. I'm going to go with friendly. I was hoping to meet with your lieutenant. Could we talk for a bit? I'm sure you're busy. I'm sure you're busy, so if you could just introduce me to your lieutenant. This is like a producer, like a game producer comes by. Sure, you guys are busy. Shut the fuck up. I was hoping to meet with your lieutenant. Could we talk for a bit? Sincerity. I see you. I appreciate you. I was hoping to meet with your lieutenant. Could we talk? The woman lets out a loud sigh, dusts off her gambeson, and steps toward you. She pays little attention to the sword at her side. We most definitely can, you and I, though holding this rank is still somewhat new to me. Oh. Battlefield promotion. Are you a messenger? Did you lose your mount? She observes you with curiosity. Or are you looking for help? I'm your new Roadwarden. My horse is waiting outside. Really? The soldier in the shirt, I guess distinguished from the gambeson. Hats off to you, hats off to you. Soldier in the shirt leans forward. That explains how you got here in one piece, all by yourself. Better bring your beast here, adds the lieutenant. We have no hay, but I bet it dreams of dropping its saddle. A long pause. I'm Tulia, by the way. She reaches out her hand. A trap. Calm down. Ossifers, the vulnerable dialogue options are sometimes very funny. Real, I'm just a small bean energy. I shake, yeah, hand buzzer gag. I shake her hand. I'm Durful. Her grasp is confident. The shake is slight. Just keep your horse away from the tents. She steps away. We don't need to smell its dung. There's this one issue. The soldier in the shirt also rises to his feet. We've no tent to spare. You'll have to use a blankie or something. No problem. I enjoy observing the stars. I'm a real stargazer. Have to chime in about bitter cocktails. A fan. I just got my first bottle of Bruto Americano. Ooh. And using that for Negroni over Campari has been really fun to play with. That's right. You know what else is really good? What's pretty darn good for a Negroni, if you think Campari is just a little too bitter, which sometimes I'm not in the mood, I'll be honest with you, is Select. Select. It is a Venetian Amaro, and it's a little less gnar than Campari. I recommend it. Give it a whirl. Join a trade union. Hi, goat that plays games. Is there any chance there will be another Pentiment vinyl restock? More players will be checking out the game now. It's possible. We did talk about it recently. I need to find out if there's any metrics for whether, like, when we do that, but we have talked about it because the second run didn't sell it as instantly, but there were also more, but it did still sell out pretty quickly. You walk through the gate. Your mount looks around and snorts anxiously. Not many humans could ride a horse. Is that true? Is this a world where humans can't ride horses? It's not only taller than you, but also bulky, as heavy as it is strong. You can get in the saddle within a single breath, but most people wouldn't know where to even begin. Okay, I see. From every side, it's a wall of flesh. Damn. How big is this horse? Horses were brought to the Dragonwoods from the conquest in the south. They can trot for a long time, but won't outrun some of the local monsters. Your palfrey needs you to survive, but without it, you too would be lost. The horse lore in the game is very important, Ossifer says. It's my only companion here. I want it to feel at ease. I don't care how it feels. Cool it with the anti-animal sentiments. It takes a few steps towards you, scolding you with another snort. You scratch the bottom of its neck with strength and confidence, just the way it likes. Humans see useful animals and even pets as monsters in disguise. Humans see useful, Getting emotionally attached to them is believed to lead humans to their doom. I don't care. I don't care. I love my horse. I love the animals. I want to give them a pat and a kiss on the forehead. I speak to it gently and lead it to the camp. You end up next to the fire pit. Removing the saddle makes the horse nicker with relief. You take a couple of minutes to examine its back, just in case. Puff said, the first video game that allows you to be evil and nice to animals will be the greatest game of all time. You know, many years ago when I was working on this game called The Black Hound, which was like a Forgotten Realms D&D game. I mean, like, this was like 20 years ago. There was a halfling assassin companion named Aganti, and his whole he was like pretty he was like lawful evil in D&D terms, and he was pretty mercenary, but he had like zero tolerance for racism. Racism was truly where he drew the line, and there were like all these scenarios where, like, if people were racist, he was like, I'm gonna fucking kill that guy. Like, I'm just gonna fucking slit his throat. And it's actually where I got the inspiration for Black Donald, my Skyrim character, who started as an Oblivion character, who every time, like, there's ambient, you know how there's like ambient conversations or radiant or whatever the term is. But sometimes people just say racist shit. I always kill those people. I will always stalk and murder them. That's my like emergent role playing in Skyrim is Black Donald assassinating racists. It's very fun. Can I recommend any good sci-fi tabletop role playing game system? Alien the RPG. Alien the RPG. Would I ever be willing to go on Hassan's stream to talk about games and what influences your writing? Sure. I think I'm kind of a small bean for Hassan, but... Oh yeah, Eclipse Phase. Yeah, I haven't played Eclipse Phase, but I've heard very good things about it. You end up next to the fire pit. Removing the saddle makes... you take a couple of minutes to examine its back, just in case. While the riding equipment is not that heavy for such a strong animal, with enough time, it starts to chafe. You wish it had something better to eat than this shabby grass. You should look for an inn. Well, I will. Thank you, Calraz. Did I ever read Wisconsin Death Trip? There you go, baby. It's a good book. I need to unpack. You haven't brought that many things, and you lost one of the sacks while fleeing the Crimson Corpse Eaters. Worst of all, you have no rope left, but maybe the soldiers could share one. Shouldn't cost more than a dragon bone. Eoscons, real Eoscons. Eclipse phase. Orbital. That sounds cool. I don't know orbital. Shouldn't cost more than the dragon bone. Aside from the travel set, you own a few valuable possessions essential for your trade. Fighter. I spent my savings on decent combat equipment. I have a fine gambeson. Geez, why am I... This is not that carbonated. I'm hiccuping too much. I have a fine gambeson, an axe made of steel, and a reliable crossbow with quarrels. Mage. I have talismans that help me use my powers, as well as an iron axe and a worn gambeson. Scholar. I carry writing instruments and alchemical ingredients, as well as an iron axe, a worn gambeson, and a small healing potion. I want to learn more about the three classes. Fighter and Scholar are both calling to me, I will say. Let's hear it, chat. Fighter, mage, or scholar? Actually, fuck off. Fighter or scholar? Mages, eat shit. Fighter or scholar? Scholar special power is literacy. That's incredible. That is like one of the most powerful things in the world. You know what? If the scholar special power is actually literacy, hold on. Oh, awesome, P. Ribot. I didn't think about, actually, you know what? My friend Patrick has a tiny baby, and I believe he said that he uses a Steam Deck because he has to constantly check on the baby. So that's great. Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Floyd Pinkerton. You know what? Since I was a literacy volunteer for 7 years, I'm going to play as a scholar. Inventory. Unless you're occupied with another task, you can eat food, drink potions, and use your items from this menu. Be sure to click on each new item you receive, as some of them can have unusual applications. Food rations. Nice. Small healing potion. What's a literacy volunteer? So for 7 years I worked, or well, I shouldn't say worked. I was a volunteer for the adult literacy program at the Huntington Beach Library. And it pairs it pairs, they don't call them teachers, tutors, It pairs tutors with adult learners. In our case, it was mostly people who spoke English as a second language. So while it was literacy focused, it was also kind of ESL focused. And yeah, you basically just work with people who struggle with literacy, or struggle with English literacy. And it was very rewarding. But then I moved away and it became kind of a hassle to go to Huntington Beach. And I stopped, but maybe I'll start again in the future. Is there an ongoing fight at the Huntington Beach Public Library? I didn't know about that. I'm gone. I've left. I don't know about any drama there. A pouch with coins. City artisans make coins by cutting dragon bones into slices. Ooh, yeah. I love currency that's like weird shit. A gambeson. So, by the way, I did the literacy thing because my dad went to a Catholic school when he was very young, and it was an extremely, extremely, extremely negative experience. And he has had difficulty reading his entire life, largely as a consequence of very bad things that happened in that school. So, and there are a lot of people that, for whatever reason, have a bad youth. They go through a rough time and they don't learn to read very well. And it's really awful for them. It's very limiting. And it's also, there's a big stigma around it. It makes people embarrassed to find help. So, yeah. City Council, 4-3 conservative majority. Fuck you, Huntington Beach. Passed a resolution moving a ton of books to an isolated section for puritanical reasons, including books on puberty and stuff like Everybody Poops. That sucks shit. Alchemical ingredients, nice. Your alchemical skills while humble. What if I'm arrogant? This is strong, by the way. So again, this Sleep in the Afternoon was made with Pernod. And it's like half as strong as absinthe. Death in the Afternoons will fuck you up. Writing instruments. Ooh. You know what? An Elric video game, an ARPG. I think an Eternal Champion / Elric Stormbringer ARPG. Hear me out. That could be really cool. I think if it had lots of like alchemy and chaos god shit, third person, that would be incredible. And a humble battle axe. I return to the soldiers. I mean more Dark Soulsy. When I say ARPG, I mean more Dark Soulsy. Library punk, interesting. Thank you, Shah Inu. After doing the no-clip Pentiment doc, is there a game you made in the past you wish there was a documentary for? Maybe New Vegas, just because it could answer a lot of questions for people. Maybe that. I mean, there's Pillars of Eternity, more or less, as a documentary. Yeah, I think it's probably the only one. Used to GM the Stormbringer RPG for my 6 to 7-year-old at school. Didn't understand any of the setting. It's a really cool setting. I really like the Young Kingdoms of Melibone, and yeah. Yeah, Elden Ring expansion looks good. Okay, here we go. They're at the table again, observing your beast and chatting between themselves. Your stomach growls at the sight of them eating out of wooden bowls. One more bowl was put at a previously unused end of the table. You can sit down on a tree log. I join them and take a look at them. What's like, I'm going to be a huge asshole. You want to fight inside a living building that is trying to eat you? Elric Core. Hello, Manon. It is fun so far, although I'm being a little too chatty, maybe. I join them and take a look at the meal. It's cold gruel. I'm still mad. You know what? Hold on. Sorry, everyone. I have to find out. I can't find Bob's Red Mill Creamy Wheat Farina. I'm going to fucking lose my mind. Creamy wheat hot cereal. Store finder, thank you. Can you please find me a fucking store that sells this shit? Please. Sprouts. Baby, we're back. All right. Isn't The Making of New Vegas already a New Vegas documentary? How long is that? I don't remember. I don't remember much about that time. Thank you, Milvis Migrans. What is the difference between oatmeal, cream of wheat, and gruel? I don't think Sprouts is stressful. But yeah, all the other stores around me, they carry Bob's Red Mill, but they don't carry Creamy Wheat Farina anymore. All right. This specific bowl is filled with water, hog millet, some strange-looking cereals, and blueberries. Blueberries are a good addition there. Welcoming you with a meal, even a humble one, is beyond their duty. Soldiers live with and for their companions, constantly on the move, from one part of the realm to another, making sacrifices to protect their group as they face dozens of hideous creatures. Their lives are filled with discipline, hardship, and camaraderie. Roadwardens, on the other hand, learn how to work by themselves. They seldom engage in open combat, patrolling the same roads for years. They help the settlement stay in touch, but also maintain commerce, settle down, forge friendships. When there are no laws to follow, they use their own judgment. Different responsibilities, different lifestyles. I eat quickly, not focusing on the taste, then speak with Tulia. I'm savoring those blueberries. You love a Brussels sprout? Nice. The vibes are very good. She's focused and chooses her words carefully. She looks away only when she gathers her thoughts. I'm afraid I can tell you less than I would like to and less than I should. She nods toward the other soldier. As you can see, there's not a lot of us left. At the beginning of summer, there were 8 of us, including our previous lieutenant. 5 are dead. 1 has run away in tears. Ooh. Heartbroken. Don't worry. It wasn't monsters. It's an affair gone wrong. We're also strangers in this land, adds her companion. Any piece of information may help me do my job. The man leads forward. His legs shake nervously. He sounds like a kid asking a bard to sing one more story, tell a joke, or do a magic trick. Whatever it takes to escape from boredom. His untrimmed beard hides a much younger face than you originally thought. What did the officials tell you? I expect not that much. No soul governs these lands. I share what I consider to be relevant. You tell the soldiers how little guidance you've received. Since this area is too far away from Hovlavan to keep it under control, you were warned that it's untamed and unknown. Who knows how many villages, bandits, or monsters may be found in these unmapped hills and forests. From time to time, new people come here to look for boundless opportunities. Most of them never return. Do they turn into walking corpses or find what they're looking for? No soul could tell me, so I was looking for your guidance. Yeah, raw, like raw broccoli. Truly raw. Steamed broccoli. I'm down with steamed broccoli. That's good. I can eat some steamed broccoli. Raw broccoli? The lieutenant drinks from her cup and crosses her legs ankle on knee. Seeing her chair makes you doubt she'd ever find a comfortable position. Where should we start? What is this, Planescape Torment? There's a lot of options here, is what I'm saying. What should I know about the peninsula? I'll tell you what I know and you'll be the judge. No shit, dude, says the lieutenant. How long did it take you to get here from the city? On a decent palfrey, I'd guess it would be 3-4 days. When you confirm, she continues. From here, you can reach the coast in about a day, as long as you don't make any stops. Do you know the situation? Why no ships can get here? You nod. The sea route allows Holavan officials to keep in touch with coastal villages, collect taxes, move the soldiers, collect lumber, deliver tools. But maintaining order on a wild coast, such as this one, is like filling the ocean depths with coins. Because of the rocks, we can hardly stop a ship 5 miles from the shore, and boats can't get much closer. She nods. I don't know much about fishing, but there's not that many people living by the shore, and they don't crave to stay in touch with city folk. She pauses. Her companion carries on. As she pauses, her companion carries on. No soul from the north ever came to the camp, but when we travel to the roadside inn, Pelt of the North, they're happy to trade and play dice. Why not just stay at one of the settlements? Words the game. The man clears his throat. I mean, you know. We're to guard this road. This camp is our post. And well, he turns toward Tulia. She lowers her voice. Don't take it the wrong way, Durful, but are you a devout soul? So that is personal. Like most city folk, I believe that people should unite their strength to overcome the threats of nature and dark magic. That seems reasonable. Everyone will be judged for both good and evil deeds. I'm a part of the United Church. For many years, I've supported a monastery that does its best to advance mankind's spiritual growth, artistry, herbalism, and magical research. This is starting to appeal to me. I follow the teachings of An Order of Truth. It's my favorite Depeche Mode song. I'm from a small village. For me, the freedom of shell, pneuma, and soul are the main virtues of life. My community is unique and independent, just like me. So are its members. I have a place in my fellowship. Okay. For readers only. Readers only! Get the fuck out. I have a strong connection to nature and spirits and follow the path of my ancestors. No big deal, I just do. Some of my beliefs may be considered sinister and treacherous by the city folk. You'd probably call me a pagan. You saw Depeche Mode in Detroit last year? You know, I've been starting to think I need to see them. They're good, and I've never heard someone say, oh, I went to see Depeche Mode and it was bad. Litzel says, this is a good way of doing character creation, by the way. You mean spreading out character creation options over time in various dialogue-based choices? I agree. There's no evidence of the right's existence, and all the mystical tales are explained by magic. No, I'm not. You know what? I feel like maybe the Order of Truth here. Order of Truth. Oh, I see. She hesitantly looks away. I don't know much about that River of Faith, but I'm sure we're not that different. I'm a Unite myself, she says with a sort of pride in her voice. So she follows the United Church. Maybe just explain what you were thinking of. The people here are disquieting. Every few words, she taps the table with her finger. Their traditions won't help them negotiate with the officials. Here, she starts to draw lines with her index finger, as if she's pointing at an invisible map. The peninsula is connected with roads, like a big circle. In the northwest, you'll find a weird village at a bog. It's not exactly pagan, I don't think. It even has a priest who claims to be an eremite. You nod. She means a fellowship. I'm familiar with the eremites. They do crazy shit, her companion chirps in. They use the dead to cut down trees and dig in soil. Cool. Once I saw it, I begged to never return there. That sounds epic. Recycling. Mr. Floyd Pinkerton, hey Josh, I've been unable to finish Act 3 of Baldur's Gate 3. There's too many finely tailored quests all at the same time. I can't remember what I did to whom and whatnot. What do you think is the limit for how many quest lines there should be in a zone? You know, I myself, in Deadfire, we had too many quests open up in Nekataka. I don't know what the limit is, but I do think that if you start to feel like you're surpassing the limit as a game developer, you should look for ways to possibly spread them out, stage them better. So maybe only a few are available early on, and then as you complete them, more open up. Just, you know, make sure there are quests to do in every area so that if you explore, you're rewarded, but don't overload the player. And then as quests get completed, open new ones up. So yeah. World building is really strong. Love the religious bits. I'll probably play for another half an hour, by the way. You've heard tales such as this one since you were a child. If an isolated settlement manages to survive without a city's influence, its customs and traditions grow more and more alien. Black Death. When did Black Death come out? Hold on. I don't mean the actual Black Death. I mean the film. 2010. What a year. Talking about Deadfire, is it true that you guys wanted to implement a dynamic economy in the game? Not that I ever heard of. I certainly didn't. If there were some contingent of developers on Deadfire that wanted to make a dynamic economy, they never told me. Every generation learns how to adapt to the dangerous conditions they have to deal with, and the rustic, pagan traditions muddy their river of faith. The United Church often warns its members about the crazy druids, necromancers, and blood mages, the bringers of doom, the traitors to humankind. Any monster worth mentioning? Anything that could harm my beautiful, beautiful pony? We saw all sorts of beasts. The man starts to count on his fingers. Goblins, tree ants, cats large and small, runners, howlers, wolves, spikeboars, mouflon eaters, griffins, but we managed to stay away. Some could catch up with most mounts. Tulia glances at her companion. Though Palfrey should be fine. The trees are so tall that the flying creatures keep to the coast and mountains. There's not that many humans around, and the animals are busy fighting among themselves. They fight more for food than territory. The soldier cracks his knuckles. Don't provoke them and ride fast. Just count on luck. I don't really want to count on luck. By the way, Josh, do you have any thoughts on Pillar's dialogue reputation system later in life? Yes, I do. I have a talk. Hold on. I gave a talk that I put on. Thank you, Somnitrix11. Greetings to India. This is a talk I gave on YouTube about reputation systems, and I do have opinions. I won't go over them right now, but they're there. Were you able to speak with these necromancers? You can see why we were not eager to go there if we could avoid it, the lieutenant chuckles. Maybe they'll be more welcoming to a Roadwarden. The roads are dangerous, with little to no shelters. People need your help. Thank you, Matukat to go. Wie geht es mit dir? Wie geht es in Berlin? The man in the shirt turns a bit and points a finger to the northwest. If you're heading to the undead village, you need an inn first and soon. Tullian odds. Hell to the north is a safe place. You can talk with the innkeeper or the guards and ask them about the road. Ask them about the road. See. She stares off across the camp. Hard to tell. We went there only once. There are hills, forests, rivers. We saw a tunnel sculpted in leaves and branches. Ooh. Wilderness all around. Did the video recording of the presentation you did late last year release yet? What do you mean, fighting words? Which one? That's all I need to know. I lost my rope. Could you spare one? You're in luck. She heads toward one of the crates and moves aside a large linen sack, revealing a rope. She brings it back and nonchalantly sits down on her chair. Take it. I was planning to leave it behind. Take a closer look. A fine rope, a regular rope made of hemp fibers. I take it and offer some food in return. I received a rope and lost a food ration. I'll eat the rope later if I need to. I feel like maybe... okay. Tulia leans forward and rests her forearms on her thighs, looking down with clasped hands, then meets your eyes. I normally refuse, but we need some decent food. Every day I'm searching through our groats, looking for worms and putridity. We forage, but it's not a great spot. Some food rations will brighten up a foggy day. Wie viel Spaß zu einem Roadwarden sind. I don't know. I remember you and Brian Fargo going somewhere for some game dev thing in Europe, I think. I lost weight since you last watched your stream. I hope so, because I gained a lot of weight. It's funny, because I was trying to imitate the, like, double chin that was in the Pentiment documentary screenshot that Danny graciously snapped, and I couldn't reproduce it. So I think maybe my double chin is lesser. I'm able to actually exercise a little bit more now. You know what? Actually, hold on just a moment. I think I did upload that other talk. Just a second. Yeah, here it is. It's this one. Anything I should know about this camp? The story is brief. Some merchants built the camp to have an extra stop for mules and donkeys just between the inn and the southern villages. There's plenty of grass here. Wasn't I just complaining about the grass? And a pond nearby. When the peninsula grew more dangerous, the camp stood abandoned, from time to time serving as a shelter for travelers. The bandits came here in spring, further paralyzing the exchange of information between the northern and southern settlements. Since these highwaymen are no more, the situation may reverse. Time will tell. You can sleep here whenever you want, the man concludes their tale. Though you don't expect to wake up without pain in your back. Okay. If you were me, where would you go next? The one I did in Argentina was uploaded, but they never cut it up on its own. They're a disaster. Oh, sorry. Maybe I could re-give that. So the soldier answers quickly. To the inn, of course. He grabs his empty mug. The one northwest from here. If you can't afford the room, the main hall is free of charge. The locals rarely gather there. The northern road is much more traveled, mentions Tulia. But the hunters will tell you about this and that, and you'll have a chance to introduce yourself. The innkeeper can listen and knows many souls. Contact Thoth? Contact Hof. Yes. The stream has started, yes. Any tips on how I can make a good first impression on him? She smirks. Avoid cheap jokes. Stick to trade. Don't waste his time. Show him that you can be relied on. Ein Roadwarden zu sein? Any ideas what happened to the previous? I don't think I'm going to ask every freaking question here. What happened to the previous guy? Tuli takes a deep breath. Aren't you a bit late for a rescue mission? I'm just asking. I'm merely asking questions. Aren't you a bit late for a rescue mission? We haven't heard from him for almost a year. Half a year. The soldiers speak for a bit between themselves, trying to get their story straight. They confirm that he had stopped by their camp a few times, but stopped showing up at all in early summer. The bearded soldier starts to scratch the table with the tip of his knife without looking at you. I don't remember his voice, always busy, drowning in things to take care of. He would sit somewhere, sharpen his sword, fix his loud mail, clean clothes, write notes on that wax tablet of his. Yep, and leave at dawn, unlike us. Asterian. Nice Baldur's Gate 3 reference! Julia lets out a joyless chuckle. He's secretive, but some of the locals speak about him warmly. Maybe he just doesn't like us. Sounds like you're not sure if he's dead or not. If anyone knows, they won't tell us. Maybe someone is keeping him in a basement. The man carves with passion. He's super into that carving. Maybe someone is keeping him in a basement. We haven't seen him or his Saurian. Is that like, what was his name? The guy from Curse of the or Azure Bonds. The Sorial. Hold on. Dragon Breath, right? Man, I need new glasses. I'm freaking dying here. Dragonbait. I'm sorry, that was his name. Dragonbait. Why not use contacts? I don't know, maybe I could. Actually, I don't know if I can use contacts now that I need a progressive prescription. I need different prescriptions. Edbert Gregg. I really enjoyed the text-based sequences in Pillars and Deadfire, partly because they allowed you to imaginably fill in details of your character and events. I have a similar experience with unvoiced protagonists. From a developer perspective, how much were the Pillars text-based sequences driven by technical limitations of the engine versus just the thought they'd be cool? So Pillars and Deadfire, they were funded, and to do most of what the game did, they were well funded, but to do anything cinematic, it was not, it wasn't like we couldn't do anything really fancy. So a lot of the storybook sequences, or we call them scripted events, the illustrations and text sequences, those were all, like we wanted to do cool things, but imagination, people's imaginations can fill in things better than we could execute on. So it wasn't so much technology as much as like, it's a lot cheaper to illustrate a scene and describe it than to actually make a 3D representation and animate everything. So just a practical way to show crazy things that we couldn't really do in 3D because we just didn't have the time or the budget really. So. Do you know what he was looking for? Okay, richer Roadwardens often use four-legged meat-eating saurians as their mounts. They have to be tamed and trained since they're hatching, but unlike horses, can easily defend themselves from many monsters. At least your palfrey is fast and reliable, and won't suddenly sink its teeth into an innocent passerby. Hi, that bastard. Do you know what he's looking for? Maybe he left you a message? Ooh, I got a flat on my ride, and changing the tire wore me out. Neither one of us had any insight into his dealings, says Tulia. My predecessor left me no clues. We also took a look at Asterian stuff. Wait! She raises her open palm. I almost forgot. She stands up and heads to a nearby tent. He has kids in a village near Hovlavan. I was planning to take all his things there. A pouch, a second spear, a decent bow, some potions. Quite a treasure, she glances at you, but I would much prefer to bring them the truth about their father. So you want me to find out what happened to him in exchange for his stuff? Here's the catch. She dusts off the hilt of her sword. We've hired a messenger to ask the commanders for further orders. Since she hasn't returned and you know nothing about her, she either ran away or something happened to her. She sighs with resignation. We are meant to stay here until fall. What do you think? Come see us. Tell us what you've learned about the man, and we'll get back to Hovlavan together. You think about your real mission. You were planning to return to Hovlavan in the early fall anyway. If he's alive, I don't think he's going to be happy about me taking away all of his possessions. True, but he's considered dead, and I doubt he'd begrudge you anything. And who knows, you may just find his shell lying on the roadside tomorrow. He wears mail, uses a spear, mostly, maybe 5 feet tall, but stout. Yeah, 5 feet tall, you're going to have trouble riding a big fucking horse. Long red beard, short hair, pale face, rarely smiles. She glances at her companion, but after he adds nothing, she sits down and stretches out her leg. So find out what happened to him. Dead, alive, left, just let me know. By the way, I'm scared of horses. I rode a horse. I've been on a horse twice. Didn't go well. They're really big. They're so big. I'm scared of them. Josh, there's all this talk of generative AI. If it's so amazing, why isn't everyone making anything with generative AI? Probably because the things that are necessary to make really compelling things aren't the lack of the ability to make something that's well rendered or a bunch of words. It's a little more in depth than that. I know everything I need. Are you sure? Yep. I agree, Tilia sighs with relief. And you may do better than Astarion did. And may you do better than Astarion did. God, I need new glasses. Stay vigilant. She winks at you, shattering the mask of the soldier. Take off your mask. Thank you for your help. You go to the barrel and splash water on your face. Classic move. I read that, Paul Newman in HUD, in the movie HUD, he goes over in the morning and there's like a sink full of ice water and he like splashes his face with ice water. Apparently he did that every morning his entire adult life. I prepare for my watch. The soldier in the shirt. Do you want to introduce yourself, soldier in shirt? In real life, they don't always listen either. I rode a horse once who ignored me to walk into a river and have a nice snack on a tree. They do what they want. Oh, you know what? Maybe the soldier in the shirt is like a token, and that maybe gets replaced by their name. Maybe. I'm sure one of you knows. Do I think the American Psycho remake will be good? No. Paul Newman and his wife also had a fuck hut. It's true. I didn't make that up. Look it up. Just observe the area. There's plenty of griffins around, though they won't try to jump over the palisade, probably. Better watch out for the apes. They climb up and carry out any food they can find. And there's this one really loud were-elk that keeps smelling the wall, though it has never tried to get in. He points at a gate. The lieutenant and I will block the entrances. They're quite heavy, so if anyone comes here looking for shelter, better call us to help you out. And if this someone is being chased by wolves or anything, better throw them the rope instead. He scratches his head. If it gets cold, feel free to make a fire, and the best place is on the watchtower. You may want to put a blanket there or something. He gives you a long, puzzled look. Oh, here. He points at the pile of crates. Just climb up the tallest one. You'll have a great view at the northern side, the more dangerous side. And also, I know you're tired after all that riding. He points at a tent on the other side of the camp. I can handle a couple of hours sleeping on the ground. If you wish, go there after me and rest, just this once. At least I have a pallet inside. I smile. Thanks a lot. Yes, there will be a VOD. Do. Whoa, I'm so tired. Wasn't that long of a ride. You put your blanket on the tallest crate and sit down. The night is warm, but the sporadic summer breeze brings gentle refreshment. From time to time, your back aches, and you have to force yourself to keep your eyes open. The light of the moon helps you focus on the tall grasses. By the way, there was a great moon last couple nights. Really good full moon. Saw a huge, I don't know what they're called, the corona. There's like a light fog, and there was like a humongous, like if my eyeball, like imagine a lens of my glass, a corona like that big. Snow moon? Is that what that's called? For most of the time, you spot smaller critters and birds, but there are exceptions. At one point, you see three-horned deer trying to challenge each other. Before they clash their antlers, a two-legged dragonling appears, leading its much smaller offspring. The furry beasts try to intimidate the predators. Thank you, Ricequin. Thank you very much, and good luck to you. After a few moments, the furry beasts try to intimidate their predators with roars and aggressive head movements. After a few moments, both sides walk away slowly, not willing to risk the fight, nor to admit their defeat. I don't let it distract me. I'm disciplined. That's Snow Moon? Is that a joke? You hear the death screams of distant prey and the mating calls of monkeys. Runners are chasing a gray hare. A group of musk oxen lazily chew the grass, preparing themselves to sleep. A dusk fox is running together with a lynx, making playful screeches. Thankfully, you never have to intervene. You just sit there, watching the not-so-distant forest, trying to outlast your sleepiness. You can only guess how much time has passed. Once you feel you've had enough, you climb down and go to a tent, waking up the bearded man. With just a couple of words, you confirm that nothing important has happened. I gather my things and squeeze into the tent. I use my bag as a pillow, put my blanket on the pallet, and cover myself with my cloak. I love that monkeys are an actual threat in this game. Monkeys are a threat IRL. They're dangerous. Thank you, Nabancho Dancho. Sleeping in a tent is not the stuff of dreams, but it's a much welcomed rest. The pallet keeps the cold soil away. The moonlight saves the outside world from the eerie gloom. You listen to your own breath and find a comfortable position. Your job starts tomorrow. I focus on the real goal of my journey. The Merchant Guild wants to take control of this realm. Your wardening duties are secondary. First and foremost, you need to explore the peninsula. Learn about the territory, resources, and threats. Get to know the locals, and if you can, convince them to consider negotiations with Hovlevan officials and traders. Could the tribes resist the soldiers or be a threat to the priests of the United Church? Are there any forbidden practices that need to be eradicated, such as blood magic, necromancy, robbery, or slavery? Some of those sound cool, I'm going to say. At least I have time, 40 days to be exact. I need to be as thorough as I can. Once you finished your reconnaissance, you should speak with Tulia and return to Hovlavan. There you'll report back to your employers and get your reward. In the meantime, you have your own goal to pursue. ACAB includes road wardens. Am I a cop? Am I a road cop? Is that what's happening now? Ugh. I need to gather some extra coins so I can save my sibling from debt collectors. Ooh, this is a personal motivation. I need to gather some extra coins so I can retire early and live in prosperity and safety. If I gather enough connections among the local leaders, I'll use them to become a major player in the Merchant Guild. I want to be remembered as the soul who brought peace and order to this realm, a hero. I want to help people, make this region safer for the locals and newcomers alike. I need to find a new life for myself. I have a difficult past and I want it to be forgotten. I'm very mysterious. I'm going to go with, I want to help people. I'm going to be nice. How about if I'm a nice guy? I wish I could gather enough coins to live in prosperity and safety. So true. Your half-asleep senses are catching the sounds of the wild forest. Your instincts keep you alert and anxious, though the pleasant, humid, late summer air evens it out slowly. You're thinking about your goal, but you need to gather your strength. All I can do now is rest. Slip. Sleeping in a tent. You can spend the night in a borrowed tent. It's nothing special, but will protect you from the wind and the rain. And the ground won't be painfully hard nor cold. I don't know what this is. Plus heart. Minus bread. Minus star. You're woken up by sunlight, well rested and ready. Without haste, you gather your things. After only a couple of breaths, you notice a weird smell, like a roast. No, burning meat. Burning, rotten meat. Disgust crawls into your consciousness. You exit the tent. Your horse is looking around nervously. Your bags are where you had left them. You see an open gate. Seems bad. Middle one is hunger? Okay. Both soldiers are standing near a humble pyre. The man in the shirt looks at it contemplatively. Tulia is the first one to address you. Durful, she greets you with a nod. We use the horse's manure for the flames, so don't worry about cleaning it up. You see a corpse among the flames. It's impossible to tell if it belongs to a male or female, but it was an adult. The burning process won't be over for a couple more hours. A traveler or undead? Life, hunger, armor, looks. Oh, am I so tired. I got 8 hours of sleep. The latter, a young one. She lacked the pneuma to understand that she couldn't get inside the camp without climbing. I stabbed her with the spear from a safe distance. She shifts her weight. One more fog and she'd be a real threat. Even now it took a couple of hits to knock her down. Sooner or later, every human shell wakes up, gaining more strength with each soul it devours and each moment it spends in the fogs. Burning the dead is not just a religious practice, it's a necessity. Soldiers, priests, village mayors, even road wardens. Making a large pyre takes a lot of time, but it saves lives. Tulia calls this undead a she. Most unites hesitate to do so. Please respect the undead gender identity. Time for me to leave. Running away from the reek, huh? I don't blame you. She walks with you for a few steps. What color do I perceive the background color as? This background color? Navy blue? Ooh. Find us here if you need us, or if you learn what happened to Asterion. There's enough ground here for you to rest. Safe travels. These words make you stop. An old farewell, mocked in a number of songs and tales, but yet you hear no scorn in Tulia's voice. You wonder how many acts of kindness like this one you're going to experience in the days to follow. She returns to the pyre. Safe travels. What? Do I get 8 hours of sleep consistently? No. Prepare myself for the journey. You somehow missed the fact that your mount is already saddled and warmed up. You double check the equipment, but you don't need to fix anything. The soldiers were diligent. Classic. Normally, preparing any palfrey for a long journey takes a lot of time. You put on your gambeson and make sure your axe is TIG. Tightly attach to your belt, then get in the saddle. The palfrey nickers, ready to leave. It's time for you to get to the crossroads north from here. I'm going to save my game. All right, that's it. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. I will probably play some more of this. I don't know if I'll do it on stream. I haven't been in a streaming vibe lately, but maybe I'll get back into it. Who knows? Thanks for watching, everybody, and I will see you later. Bye.